Inspire with Nendrix, the foundation.
Hey, Embracing Arms community. This is Dr. Danielle Hairston with Your Best Life, and I'm coming back to you with another 5-minute quickie. How are you? I'm hoping that you've been having an amazing month so far. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about virtual work. I think probably about a year ago, less than a year ago, I came to you guys with a 5-minute quickie about like just how to prepare for, virtual working and Zooming and all of that stuff. And just recently, we talked about Zoom fatigue. But it's been almost a year that most of us or some of us has been working from home. And many people have already been working from home before, COVID hit. And so this is like a no-brainer for them in the transition to remote working. But I wanted to share a couple of things with you related to some bad habits that I think that we're picking up as professionals as it relates to working from home. So one bad habit, and I saw this with someone else. So I'm not calling any particular person out, but I saw this with someone else, someone that I didn't know, but it was just, a post that I saw on social media that talked about taking calls from your mattress, like literally logging in to meetings from your mattress. Now, I know there are times where you are just so fatigued from the night before, you didn't fall asleep, deep sleep. By the time you woke up, it's like 5 minutes before your meeting, and the only energy you got left is just to log in and keep your camera off. We recognize that, but we want to try to shed that behavior if that's something that you're doing, because you really want to try to get back into the groove, getting up, taking a shower, getting dressed, and being ready, walking into whatever your makeshift office space is. If it's your dining room, if you actually have a functional office space in your home, if it's going, to the community center in your development or whatever your office space has become for you, we need to get back into the habit of actually getting up, taking a shower, setting an alarm, having our breakfast, grabbing our coffee, and being prepared and ready to go. Breaking that bad habit is not healthy to do it that way. And it's not something that you would be doing if you were fully functioning and in the office. So that's one thing that I want to encourage you guys to kind of try to break that habit of taking those calls from your mattress or those video conferences from your mattress. The other thing is that our calendars are so overwhelmed that we tend to not want to take vacation. We don't know when we can do it. It's like, when can we take vacation? Our calendars are just so piled up. I want to encourage you to take that vacation anyway. If that means you have to reschedule some things, reschedule some things. If that means you are planning ahead of time in June, you are like, I'm for certain going to take a vacation for 1 week in June. Block that 1 week off right now. And even if you don't know where you're going and if you're going, block it off right now so that the week is at least available to you to take that time. And if it gets closer to that time you have blocked off and you just realize, you know what, I don't want to take a vacation this week, maybe I'll push it into July. Unblock your calendar, but at least you have a cool week that week, because no one had really been plugging anything in because they noticed that it was blocked. And now it's a free week to do some strategic thinking and planning and actually working. But commit to yourself that you're going to find some time to block off so that you can give it back to yourself. So don't ignore vacation time. Is really important for you to do. The other thing is that while you are in these meetings, you're doing your little remote meetings. If you're not facilitating, cut your camera off. If you're not facilitating, cut your camera off. Unless your leadership requires all of your cameras to be on, cut your camera off. And you don't have to cut it off for the entire time, but cut your camera off if you are multitasking, especially, which I don't encourage people to do while they're on those remote calls, but it's, it's becoming like something that's happening because people are really trying to have that balance. But if you find yourself having to multitask, or maybe, you are in a conference call, you're not the main lead, for that meeting or video call, and you're not the main lead for that video, and you are in the middle of folding clothes. I don't know what it is, but something that could be a potential distraction, cut the camera off. If you feel like you need to get up, go into another room, don't carry your laptop with you so that people can see all of this while you're walking around. Cut your camera off and move to another room. Definitely put your mute on so that sound, the noise in the background is not distracting the person that is actually presenting. So those are just 3 things that I want to encourage you guys to do and take care as you are continuing to work in this remote environment. Get up, get ready, get dressed like you are going into the office. Don't take your calls, don't take your video calls from your mattress. Take your vacation time. Take it. Block that time now. And even if you don't know where you're going and what you're doing, block it now and take advantage of that downtime. And, if you're not the lead facilitator, mute and cut your camera off. If you need to speak, that's when you put the camera back on, so that they can see your face. If you need to switch rooms, take your camera off so people can't see you moving all through, because there's a distraction. So those are just a couple of things I had in mind as I am participating in Zoom calls and video conferences over the past year. I may come up with a couple more, but that's just what I have for today. That's my 5-minute quickie. Go out in the community and continue to embrace someone. And while you're out in the community, mask up. If you don't care about your own health, care about someone else, continue to live your absolute best life.
My Lacasa boy, this is my residence. My prescription boy, this is my medicine. The world can be sickening and living in house resemblance. Not to mention the media's effort to keep us in the most simplistic state of mind. Lowest age bracket committing the highest rate of crime.